Hey Blair, Devin here reporting in from the upper left. School's getting going, about 3 weeks in, and we are quickly getting into areas that I don't have quite the expertise, at least coming in from undergrad. So it could be a bit of a sprint for the next 3 months, but hey, that's how grad school goes sometimes. How's grad school with you? All the robots and math classes and things like that. I'd love to hear how things are going there. Over here, it's just starting. We're just halfway through our first homework set, so not a whole lot to report. I am getting back into research though with Pierre, and I'm enjoying that. Well, as much as getting started back up again on research can be, it's just diving into a lot of code and hoping that things will go smoothly with all the things that we want to find out soon so that we can write about things soon. At least that's the plan. So, I owe you. Several weeks ago, I told you that I figured out who I'd want my life narrator to be. Where you would want the voice of Jafar, I've decided. I want the voice of Wallace Shawn, the voice of Vizzini, the voice of Rex, the voice of the angry boss from Mr. Incredible, or from The Incredibles. He also plays in Clueless. Man, I would want him to be my narrator. And couldn't you imagine that? Somebody behind me going, "Inconceivable!" and various things like that. I just think it'd be fitting, because I know that my voice goes like high pitched when I get excited. So it just seems fitting. Like, he's a side character. I'm kind of the runner-up kind of guy to support the main character sort of thing. At least that's how I view myself, kind of the sidekick, if you will. So, Wallace Shawn, that's who I would want to narrate my life if I had anybody to narrate my life. Now, it might get old pretty quick, but I don't think it's going to happen, so I still think it's safe to say. I do have a physics question for you, one that I've been thinking about for quite some time. Say you've got dead space, complete empty space, there's no object from which you would have a frame of reference, but then you've got you or me, and we're just floating out there in dead space. And imagine we're not like exploding because of the pressure. Just imagine you're just floating there in dead space. Now, because there isn't a frame of reference, or maybe you choose a frame of reference, you can't know what the momentum is per se. You'd have to choose a frame of reference, and you could determine what the linear momentum is based on that frame of reference. So say we've got a frame of reference here, and it's on my head, and if the frame of reference isn't moving and my head isn't moving relative to the frame of reference, then there's no momentum. If they're both moving, then they would be, if they're moving relative or not moving relative to each other, then there would still be no momentum per se from that frame of reference. Now, if one is moving or the other is moving relative to each other, then yeah, you can calculate momentum. So I get that. I follow that. But because, at least as I think it was Einstein suggested, that there isn't a universal frame of reference from which you can determine these linear momentums. But then I was thinking about angular momentums. Say I'm in dead space, and my arms are out like this, or whatever, and I'm spinning really fast. I don't think that it matters what frame of reference you're viewing me. I'm still having my arms being pulled out because all the internal linear momentums are trying to escape away from the axis of rotation such that I would get sprawled out. So it seems like that if we've got complete dead space, then why would you look any different if you're not spinning or if you are spinning? Because if you're not spinning, you could have the frame of reference, if you will, spinning around you, always directed towards you, such that it looks like you're spinning. But the person who's spinning wouldn't feel those forces of being stretched out due to the, would that be centripetal force? Or centrifugal force? I think that might be centrifugal. Centripetal. I think it's centripetal force. I get those two confused. So I hope that you see what I'm saying, that in one case you've got linear momentum where it doesn't matter what the frame of reference is, there isn't a global frame of reference, and everything works hunky-dory, whether the frame of reference is moving relative to you or not moving relative to you, everything seems to work. But as soon as you look at somebody who's spinning or not spinning, then it does seem to matter if that frame of reference is moving or not. Or it doesn't seem to matter if there's a frame of reference, because you can just tell over time that you're losing or gaining energy depending on what your configuration is, because of how much angular momentum you have. The I for moment of inertia, that's it. Your moment of inertia is changing as you change like this, and your energy changes and all that sort of stuff. So, I want to know your thoughts on that, and I hope that made sense. I hope things are going well in Florida. I don't think that you got hit hard by Mr. Matthew as he came through, but do let me know. I hope that everything is well and dandy, and I hope that your math classes are going well, and that you and Katie are just enjoying being forever in love as a married couple. Oh, that sounds just peachy for you two. And I'm just cheesy. Love you, man. Look forward to hearing from you. God bless you. Bye now.